Okay, so since I'm here, I did another video on the whole Delta aspect, and I don't know. I was also talking to my friend earlier and about one of my other friends and the stage of life that I'm at now, comparative to my friend's stage of life, and seeing myself in her and watching her go through what she's going through right now, what I've been through. It eliminates the whole judgment thing because, like, I felt it. I felt the energy. I felt that negative, all consuming pain. I've been there. I was in that state. I think we're all connected for the most part, and we all go through the same thing, the same energies, the same emotions, all at different times, in different scenarios, at different levels of understanding, and it's ever learning. So I was discussing with my other friend about this other friend, and not to be in I don't want to get pulled back into the gossip mode, like a factory setting, not like that. This was more a concern because, like, I really, really, really don't want to get pulled back into the negative. And I still have this urge to want to help certain individuals with how far I've come, the things that I've been through, the overall change in my life that I'm going through right now. I really still have that empathy and want to help other individuals. But the problem with that is that it does take a lot of your own energy when you start interacting with other individuals that are at a different frequency. It doesn't mean you're any better than them. It just means you're at a different stage. However, when you understand energies and you're interacting with people, how you can take on other people's or swap energy, when you understand that it can be draining to be around individuals that are kind of stuck, and wanting to help a friend of yours or another individual because you feel that pain, like you have been there, you know what it's like, and wanting to help another person because you don't want to see them suffer. You understand and you see what it's like already because you've been there. But you also know if you start interacting with them, there can be consequences to that, and you can take on the energy. And if you're not prepared for that, or you don't know how to transmute it, and you don't know how to put it into something positive, and you end up carrying it, it can be draining, or you can end up, doing be affected a certain way. And deciding to not help somebody because of that fear of depletion, or deciding that you had to do it on your own, why should you have to help another, or deciding that you do want to help and you're willing to risk it, and you're willing to, after everything, all you've been through, put yourself in the position to help another person, even if that means it's going to take you back a bit. Whatever it is you decide, it's your decision. It's free will. And it's not technically right way or wrong way. It's free will. It's a choice. And every time we make a choice, it's another pathway we go down. And it's another opportunity to learn. If we haven't learned something specifically, we'll learn it this time around. Or if we haven't figured it out, we go through another cycle, we go through another process till we understand it, till we learn it, and then we can do better in our lives and we can see things from a different aspect, and there's no more need to judge. When it comes from a place of judgment, it's almost like this person's acting this way. So most would say that's a judgment, right? But instead of looking at them as less of a person, or that you're better than them, or that whatever kind of negative aspect you want to place on it, instead of looking at it like that, the judgment is, I understand this. I've been through it myself, or something similar, and I get why they are acting or being this certain way. I can stay around it, or I can leave, subject myself to it, or I can peace out. You stay over there in yours, or whatever you want to call it. And it's also free will too. So it's important to understand your energies and other people's energies. But when it comes to judging, if you're not fully healed, or if you're not doing any of the work, shouldn't say fully, because we always keep healing. There's a lot of our past, if you believe in the past life thing, the things that we take on from our ancestors that were not healed. I'm talking all the way back, not just our grandparents and our great-grandparents, all the way back. We take on these energies. It does get passed down till one of us stands up and recognizes it, and is aware. As soon as you become aware, it's almost like the responsibility, it's your decision how you want to deal with those energies. But it goes all the way back, and we learn from it, or we don't. We pass it on, or we transmute it ourselves into something positive. Maybe help another person. Help yourself first. Oh my God, I can't even stress that enough. Help yourself first. I'm going to say it again. Help yourself before you can help another. Do not make the mistake thinking that you have to help everybody else first. You help yourself first, and do the best you can with that. Because the more you do that, the more you understand, the less you're likely to judge a person in a negative way. Instead, you look at them and judgment in, this is how it's happening, this is why it's happening, and I understand, because they're a human being, why they're going through this. And I can choose whether or not to be around them or subject myself to that. But I can also maybe offer help, and not everybody wants help, so I can step away from it. But you're understanding it. Now, I don't know what other people feel about that. I believe that there's a difference when it comes to that sort of judgment, because you're not actually judging to determine that they're less of a human being. It's more of an understanding, I think. It should be more of an understanding with people, because if people understood more, then I think there'd be less conflict, and there'd be more communication, and there'd be more peace, and there'd be less pain. And we all have to do our work, our part, in order to create a better future and a better world, to move forward, because we're just going to keep continuing the cycles through every generation. And in my opinion, if we do not heal, and those that are not healed, that are ignorant or choose not to heal, that go around taking from others, which is really unfortunate, because that should not happen to anybody, especially innocent. But those that go around taking from others, putting their negative energies onto other people, not healing their own, just continues the cycle. And that's not what we want for a new world, I don't think. That's not what I want anyways. And I would hope you don't want that either. So take care of yourself first.